All right. Well, we're excited to get back on the field this Thursday night in front of our home crowd. It's another big football game, and we got to go out and try to find a way to win. I think our guys have played hard here recently. We've worked hard to improve and get better each and every week, and we got to continue to stay on the same path. The team we're playing is very competitive. They've lost 5 games by less than 4 points. They beat North Carolina on the road. And they will challenge us. So we're going to have to play well, practice well. It's quick turnaround, but I think our guys understand what's at stake, and winning is very important, and we got to go out and win the football game.
Jeff, watching your teams at Western Kentucky and Purdue, have you ever had a team that running the football was such a huge component to what you guys do to lean on? And is it comfortable for you to kind of start with that running game?
Well, I think every team is different. You analyze and evaluate who your playmakers are, make sure they get the ball, what are your strengths, defense, special teams, offense, all those things. I think right now, whatever form that we've been using has been working. I just think, not turning the ball over. We had 3 possessions in the first half. That rarely happens. So possessions are becoming less and less with I don't know if it's the time clock change or what, but 3 possessions in one half is not a lot. So you got to make it work. And we have the last few games. So I just think, having balance, moving the chains, getting first downs, getting points, not turning over is vital on offense. Playing great defense, aggressive, getting sacks, negative plays is important, and being solid on special teams. And right now, we've been doing something pretty well. We want to continue to build off that. At the same time, we work the passing game, we work the play action game, and we got to make sure we're still have the ability to be effective at that as well.
Jeff, you said you liked this defense from day one. Was there any particular aspect or reason that this defense is really, they're kind of getting pretty nasty now in the way they play?
Well, I think we have good athletes on defense. They like to play aggressive. We have really kind of the perfect mix of, we've got a few veterans that have played football, but really a lot more guys that didn't have experience, but yet they were hungry and they're out to prove themselves. And you want that on your defense, on your team. So a lot of these guys are trying to make a name for themselves and help their unit perform at a high level. We'll continue to rotate multiple guys in there as much as we can, which I think we have at multiple positions. The depth has helped us not only keep guys fresh, but when guys have gone down with injuries, whether it be temporarily or for multiple games, we've had the ability to adapt and pick the pieces up pretty good. So I just think, that and the scheme we're trying to run, I think, has gelled well together, and, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
With the quick turnaround, what are the sacrifices you have to make in terms of having less time to prepare and your biggest concerns without those 2 extra days?
Well, I think we can adjust and adapt to that pretty well. We try to be forward thinkers in what we do and how we prepare all year and get guys ready, but yet take care of their body and get them in the game healthy and fresh and able to go full speed. So I think, without question, it's a short week. We've had some physical games here. The pads won't be on as much. It'll be a little more mental learning, but we will be on the field and we'll go through all the same scenarios and make sure that we're not missing the boat on that at all. And you have to prepare that way. So I just think we'll prepare hopefully just as hard and just as long as we can without banging guys around on the field and being physical in practice and try to get guys to this game fresh and ready to play physical in the game.
Jeff, Garindo has really upped his game the last couple of weeks, and obviously you liked him when he was at Wisconsin, and he's come in here, and man, he had his best game. What did you like about him? And I asked the Virginia Tech coach. He said, "Man, we would have liked to have had him. We recruited him. He had a great game, obviously, on Saturday. He obviously followed his blocks well and did things the way he was supposed to."
Well, he's a great young man. He's come in here and been a fantastic teammate from day one, been very unselfish. We feel like we have some depth at the running back room, and they all play a vital role. Of course, Jawar has made some big plays. He's very elusive. But Isaac's a different runner. He's physical. He can run downhill. He'll lower his pads. He actually has good hands and good agility for that size. And as far as straight ahead, he has really good speed. That is surprising to a lot of people. So when they try to tackle him and take an angle on him, they normally don't take the angle that they probably should have. So I just think he's been hungry. He's healthy. He's out to prove himself. He's a really good teammate. He's fit in well. And, we got to continue to, feed those guys and get them touches and let them go make plays.
Jeff, the home field advantage that has been created here. When you coach here as an assistant in this place, it's always been loud, especially on night games. But this year, it seems like that it is the energy, the buzz. Do you notice that? Do you notice the crowd, and is it an advantage for your guys the way it has been?
Well, first off, L&N Cardinal Stadium is a great venue to watch a football game. I mean, it's a fantastic venue, as good as anywhere in the country. So we take pride in that. Our players have loved coming out in front of our fans who have always been into the game and been loud and been vocal of wanting to win and wanting to, do great things. So if we can give that to them, they're even louder. They continue to, make a lot of noise and stand up and cheer on this football team. So I just think all those things matter. If we can create a tremendous home field advantage from here until whenever, it's a huge plus. And we've got to just continue to build that. I think right now we're in the process of building that to a level that we want, and we've got to stay on that path. But that's going to take good football play, teams that play hard and tough and smart and play to the end, and then fans that appreciate that style of playing football. And yes, we want to win as many games as we can, but we have to play that style, a style that people want to watch and want to come, pay their hard-earned money to be a part of, and that will have to continue this Thursday.
Hey, Jeff, you mentioned on Saturday there were quite a few guys nicked up after Duke, and obviously there was game time decisions for some of them. How do you try and manage some of those guys on a short week like this and a quick turnaround?
Well, it's part of the game, and yes, after the Duke game, we took some lumps as far as guys maybe not being able to play and having to really deal with some things that have popped up, and they were key players, but we're going to continue to try to still get them healthy and get them on the field. When that'll happen with a few, I'm not for sure. Some of them are day to day. Some of them may be longer. I think we got out of this game, for the most part, as healthy as we could, considering the circumstance. And there were a lot of new people that stepped in that were fresh, that did well, and that are continuing to be healthy. So I just think we'll work through it as much as we can. Every day is valuable. But to our guys' credit, even the guys that didn't play have tried to get healthy as fast as they can. They want to get on the field, and some of them are suffering, some pretty good nicks and bruises, and probably more than that. So I give them a lot of credit. They want to go out there and help their team win, and the other guys are ready in case they can't go.
Jeff, to follow up to the run game question, when did it become apparent to you that maybe you needed to tweak your offense some here and run the ball more? And did you have any team that similar to this at Purdue that was this balanced or not?
Well, like I said, I think, believe it or not, at Western Kentucky, one of our graduate assistants here, Ace Wells, who played at Central, 1 year led the nation in touchdowns. So he was a running back. So we've had the ability to do that. But, we've had good receivers where we've at. We've been able to throw the ball. It's about scoring points. When you're playing a high level of football, you've got to find ways to score points. We've had a few games where the deep play action shot has been very effective, and we have some others where maybe it hasn't. We've had a few games where the turnovers kind of hurt us, and I just think it got to the point where, okay, let's make sure we're getting points. So whether that's by air or by ground, let's get it to our playmakers' hands. Let's try not to make very many mistakes if we can prevent it. Let's be efficient in our drives, and I think the defense will dictate what we can do a little bit more of and not. And I just think having the ability to throw and run is vital to success. You can't be one-dimensional, no matter what you think about it. At some point, teams are going to take away what you're doing well, and you have to be able to do the other. So we got to continue to work through that. but getting points and taking advantage of limited possessions is important, especially early on. When you can set the tone early on and get a lead, it allows the defense to play even more aggressive, get after the quarterback, and the offense to be slightly more conservative and make sure we're not giving anything to the defense. And if our special teams are solid, then it helps us hopefully win the football game. But like I said, that's not always going to happen. We're not always going to get the lead. We're not always going to get off to a fast start. So when you don't, you have to be able to adjust, and that's what we got to make sure we can do.
Jeff, you discussed the home field advantage. Maybe the electricity is nothing like the beginning of the fourth quarter when they're playing Joke and the Thief. I saw some coaches dancing, the players dancing. What's that done for morale, and when are you going to dance?
Well, after watching a few of the coaches dance, we've had to pull the rope back on them a little bit. We don't want to embarrass our staff. But you know what? Truthfully, the energy that the fourth quarter brings, especially when the game's going the way you want, is tremendous. And I just think the fans are hyped up. Our players are. We kind of have to push them back to the sideline a little bit to make sure that we don't step over the line. But, we want them to have that energy and that juice. And, we still have a lot more games to win before you might see me dance.
Jeff, everybody has this next man up mentality. You guys have kind of lived it, whether it's at running back, offensive line, defensive backfield, wide receiver. What do you think that does for the entire team?
Well, we try to preach that year round that, there's going to be some starters, some backups, some guys that maybe don't play as much as you want. But at some point, you're going to get on the field. And when you do, you got to be ready. And if you're ready, then you're probably going to play a whole lot more. And it's kind of the role of a backup quarterback to a certain degree where, if you enjoy that backup role too much and you're not working as hard as you should as a starter, well, eventually it's going to catch up with you. But if you're putting in the work and the time and you're just hungry as heck to get that opportunity, normally you're going to take advantage of it. So I just think we do play quite a few guys at a lot of positions. I think our team sees that. If guys can prove to us they're ready mentally and physically go in there and play and make plays and be aggressive, we're going to try to put them in there. And, we want to always be that way. And, we got a good nucleus of guys that work hard, that want to win, that want to showcase what they're all about. We want to give them that opportunity. And, when you face good football teams and you find a way to win, it provides even more energy and incentive to go out there and work hard. So hopefully we can build on that, and even more guys can step up in this near future when we need them to.
Jeff, you guys have now had 3 home games where you haven't allowed a touchdown. I asked this a bit tongue-in-cheek. How does it feel as a former quarterback to now be a defensive coach?
Well, I tell you, defense can really help the game go smoother. Our defense is playing very, very good right now. And each week they come ready to play. They've played aggressive. They've taken advantage of the situation, and they've done a really good job. And like I said, every week is new. So as soon as you start thinking that this is how it's going to be all the time, then you have a slip up. So we have to make sure that the same hunger and focus and preparation is put in. There's still a lot of season left to play. There's a lot to play for. But if you don't win Thursday, then that's you take a punch in the gut. We don't want to take a punch in the gut. We want to continue to push forward and try to find a way to win this next one, however we need to, whatever's working for us, and continue to work our way through the season.
Yeah, Jeff, you guys have won the toss more than you've lost it this year, and you generally defer and take it in the second half. Why is that your preference, and has that always been the way you've done it as a coach?
Well, the one-sided coin we gave the officials has worked very well for us before the game. I've never won the toss that many times, so and trust me, when it happens, I'm watching, and it's amazing that we've won the toss as much as we have. So we hope to continue to do that. But you know what? It used to be you used to always would like to take the ball first. It was a macho, manly thing to do. Go out there and take it down the field and score and set the tone and do all those things. And while that's still true to a certain degree, you know what? Research and our history over the last 10 years has shown us that we were probably wrong. And there have been multiple games where whether it was the other team took the ball first or we won the toss and deferred, we have probably won more of those games. And I think it's really nothing more than, nowadays, if the other team gets the ball and you can stop them, you're at the advantage. You've already won the advantage. And that's kind of the goal. Our defense is playing well. They played aggressive. We've gotten stops, and that has helped us win because not only do you have the advantage then in the start of the second half, you get the ball, which creates an advantage. Vice versa, if you get the ball first, it's important to take it down and score. Now, we got the ball first at Pittsburgh, took it down and score, but we still lost the game. So, it doesn't always play out, but it is important you do that because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. I think we got the ball first, or maybe we didn't. We did? Okay. So I just think we've just done it by research, and we believe in our defense. We believe we can get that first stop and hopefully get the momentum to create some advantage. And fortunately, we've taken it down and scored after the last couple games, and it's really kind of set the tone early. So it's just kind of, I'm sure maybe in a couple years the pendulum may swing the other way, but right now we feel good about that recipe.
Kind of going back to talking about home field advantage, you guys have played a lot stronger at home, whether it's the crowd or whatever it is. What do you feel like has gotten you guys in that mode where you've been able to be so dominant at home?
I think it's a lot of things. Yes, the home field advantage is big. Yes, the crowd noise is huge. The energy of the stadium is outstanding. Our players do feed off that. We like playing on a great surface with great footing as well. Believe it or not, that matters when you're trying to make plays and be effective. No matter what the weather is, you normally have a good surface out here. And anytime you go on the road, I mean, it's you got to adjust your cadence. You cannot maybe change the play as much. You could have a few more false starts than you want to. There's just a lot of small things that can go into it that will affect a couple negative plays happen that can cost the game. And here, with the noise on our side, it can affect it the other way. So it is an advantage. We need to use it as an advantage, and we need to make sure we're continuing to keep our crowd into the game because they can definitely be a very helpful factor to help us win the game.
Jeff, we talked a lot about the tight end position all year. One guy that I think gets caught, I think he's an H-back, is Dwayne Martin. His snaps have gone up the last few weeks, and it looks like a couple of touchdowns, he's the one kind of leading the way. He's kind of the battering ram. How has he progressed, and what have you seen from him?
Well, Dwayne Martin has done an outstanding job, and I think maybe early on myself and us as coaches didn't recognize how valuable he is. So we've kind of sold him short early on, and every time he's been in there, he has produced. He blocks hard. He knows the package. He plays aggressive. He's more athletic than we even initially thought, and we need to continue to use him in a lot of roles. So I just think he's very valuable to this team. He's very unselfish. The guys look up to him. He's a quiet, confident young man that just plays hard, but he knows his role. He plays it well. He understands what we're doing. He doesn't have mental mistakes. He's very sharp, and we got to continue to use him more. So I think you'll see him in there as much as we can, and he's been very valuable, and he's helped us win a lot of games by playing as well as he has, and that's just due to his hard work and work ethic.
Hey, Jeff, I know this is your first year coaching Ashton Gelati, but he's really taken a leap, even from showing flashes last year to consistently producing. Just what has impressed you about his growth and his development this season?
Well, Ashton reminds me a lot of George Karlaftis, who we had at Purdue, who was a first-round pick of the Chiefs. Kind of can play defensive end, but maybe move inside as well. He has that dual threat ability to do both, where he's a strong end that can, in our opinion, play on the edge of the defense, set the edge, come off the line of scrimmage with power and pop, but yet has some speed and quickness as well. If you want to move him inside and create some mismatches, he can do that very, very good also. He creates push. He's got quickness and agility. He understands football. He's really strong, doesn't miss practice, doesn't miss reps. He's just very durable. So I just think, and he's played. So he's already played quite a bit. So he had experience before we got here, and he's proved very valuable to this defense. Now we rotate guys in there and try to keep him fresh as well. But he's a dominant player for us, and it shows up every week.
Jeff, if you keep going 1-0 the next few weeks, you'll have a chance to play in the ACC championship. How do you address that with your team coming down the stretch of the season?
Well, I think everyone reads and sees what's out there on Twitter and all those things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think for us, it's simple. If you win and take care of business, then good things can happen. So we got to come back off a short week and try to win this next football game. If we do that, then good things are still possible. But it's important that we understand that none of this can happen if you're not winning.
Short week, and as important as Jawar is to you, how do you manage that week? And do you maybe take some confidence from what you saw from Isaac, knowing that, if you do have to rest him, that Isaac can?
Well, I think we want to try to get Jawar even more healthy, and we'll try to do that. We used him some, but we were able to use other running backs, which helped take the load off. I think, even Jawar enjoyed watching the other running backs play and do some good things, and he wants to win football games, so he's very unselfish. So, we'll still try to get him ready as much as we can to play this Thursday and see how he is. He still has a unique ability to make guys miss in the hole. He's very elusive, and we need all the elements we can to win football games. So we'll definitely go into this game trying to use everyone that we can at our disposal that's healthy enough to play. Thank you.
Brian, are you using the run game more than you expected to going into the season, or?
I think every year has its ebbs and flows. You're always looking to see what the strength of your football team is. That evolves as you go throughout the season. Your identity starts to clear up, and we're running the football really well. We got really good running backs. Our offensive line's blocking well. It's complementing the defense. So that formula is working pretty well right now.
Brian, Jeff was just talking about with the run game, and Dwayne Martin has become kind of that lead block guy the last few weeks. He's played a lot more snaps. How much better in the run game are you when he's in there? And Jeff said he's a guy that just doesn't make mental mistakes.
Yeah, he's done a really good job in the run game of being that lead blocker, of getting up on linebackers, of blocking defensive ends. He's a big body. He's physical, and he knows. He's really really good at knowing who to get to and kind of maneuvering within the line of scrimmage, which fullbacks aren't used as much these days. But he's a really good fullback for us, and he's done a great job the last few weeks. We've had him in there more, used him a lot more, and we've liked what he's done in there.
How important to you is the 1-0 mentality, and when you're going in to recruit a player, is it more important to you to get the parents to trust you?
Well, the 1-0 mentality, I think our team has really latched onto that, and coach has harped on it all season. Hey, it's a one-game season, to where our players have really bought into it. We were really focused on just the next game, and it's been good for the team not to have to look ahead or not to look back. Let's just focus on this opponent. Let's prepare for this opponent and try to win. Your question was about recruiting as well. Yeah, obviously, when you're recruiting a player, you got to get whoever it is that's helping make them the decision. Sometimes it's the high school coach. Sometimes it's the parent. You got to get to know that player as you recruit him. Find out who's going to help make the decision. Get them involved. And that's always a big part of the process.
Brian, a lot of the focus, as you all are on this run, the running game and defense and everything. How about Jack? What is Jack really doing well that's allowing you all to have this success?
Yeah, Jack's done a great job. He understands this offense so well. You saw in this past game, he was able to get us out of a bad run into a good run. He knows all the looks that we're looking for as far as specifically where we want to run the football. So he's been a big part of that. He also can run the ball a little bit with his legs, and we're able to use him in some zone read schemes, and he's able to get some yards. When the play isn't there in the pass game. So he's been really efficient. I think when we do have the run game going, I think it complements his game really well. He's good at the RPO stuff. He's good at the play action pass, and he's been really efficient these last 2 weeks when we've had the run game going, and they've worked really well together.
Brian, Jamari obviously missed last game, continuing to deal with an injury. What do you emphasize to the rest of the receiving group in terms of trying to pick up some of the production that you missed with Jamari out?
Yeah, we always want to have a next man up attitude. We feel like we got a lot of good players on this roster, so it's just an opportunity. If someone can't go, it's just an opportunity for another player to step up. And we look at it that way, and we think we have a lot of guys that can make plays. So, when they get their opportunity, they got to go out there and show us what they can do.
Brian, what kind of home field advantage is it here when it's going like it has been the last couple of weeks and the noise gets crazy?
Yeah, it's definitely our fans are great. The energy in the stadium, I think everyone feels that. You definitely, back when I was playing, we had it rolling pretty good, and we were pretty tough to play at home. It's because of the crowd, because of the fans, because of the energy the stadium brings, and I feel like we've had that this season, where our guys are just excited. They're flying to the football. I mean, some of those hits on defense, on special teams, are pretty amazing. It gets the crowd fired up. So I think that energy, it's hard for teams to come in here and play in that type of atmosphere.
Brian, after the Virginia Tech win, Jeff was in here talking about Brian Hudson and what he means to this team. He basically said you'd have to amputate his leg to keep him off the field. What does that kind of leadership do for this offense?
Yeah, Brian is he's a veteran. He's been here a long time. He's a great leader for the offense, a great leader up front. He's obviously making a lot of the calls up front and leading those guys. But, his toughness, being able to play through injury, without a lot of practice, without a lot of reps, he's able to go out there and still execute and know what his job is and know how to make the calls. And, guys look up to him. So he's been a tremendous player for us this year.
You guys have had a pretty good formula this year of winning the toss and then deferring and doing well in the second half. Do you remember at Purdue, is that how Jeff did it also? And when you played for Bobby, did you guys
when I was with Bobby, we took the ball. We took the ball. Now, Jeff, ever since I started coaching with him, we've deferred probably 95% of the time if we've won the toss. And it's kind of the Patriots' way of you can get those two scores right before halftime and then coming out of the half. So you can kind of flip the game there if you defer in the second half. I think that's kind of the philosophy behind it. I think the Patriots kind of started that, and it seems like almost most people are doing that now. I feel like back when I was playing, everybody, you took the ball, you want to get the ball and go score. But the Patriots, I feel like, kind of changed that way, and it seems like that's the way most people are doing it. All right.
I don't know.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, apparently some people misread it. Are they here today?
Jack, you guys have been obviously running the ball a whole lot lately. Can you talk about the quarterback's responsibility in the run game, that you're not just a guy that's going to throw it all the time?
Yeah, I think they put a little bit on our plate as far as in the run game, making sure we get to the correct run. If we have a run up and it's running into a bad look, making sure we either change it from a run play to a pass play or change it to a different run. So there is a little bit going on mentally up there for us.
Yeah, deep into the strategy. What's your guys' secret to winning the coin toss as much as you have?
Man, you shouldn't ask that question. Yeah, I don't know. I actually thought about that in the when we won it again. I think we've only lost one coin toss, but it's nice to be able to have our defense go out there and get a stop and give us some good field position.
Jack, given your experience with Jeff at Purdue, are you a little bit, or are you a little bit surprised about the emphasis on the run as much?
Yeah, obviously it's been a lot different for me. I've never had to play the quarterback position like this before. I've always kind of been throwing the ball a ton of times in the game, but hey, it's what we're doing. It's what we're working with. I think it's a credit to Coach understanding what we're good at and what we're doing, and he's not one of those guys that says, "Hey, this is what we do. This is how we're going to do it." He's going to adapt to his players and what's been going well for us this year. And obviously the last two games we've been running the ball really well, but I think that goes to show we practice so many things in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, that we have all these in our bag to be able to pull out and use. So it is a little bit different. Kind of never expected to go into a game under Coach Brom and only throw it 12 times, but that's where we're at.
Jack, we're used to seeing teams, at the beginning of the fourth quarter hold up a 4, everybody hold up the 4 or something. That seems kind of standard. You guys are kind of taking it to another level. What are you doing when that's all going on? And there's some coaches getting into it too.
Yeah, obviously, I think especially at home with the Joker and the Thief, I think that gets the guys really going, and the O-line has, started to, I don't even know if they choreographed that or how they did that, but it looks pretty good. I think it gets the guys excited, it gets us going, it gets the crowd into it. I think we feed off the crowd's energy, so I think it's been really good for us. Me personally, I'm just kind of jamming along with it. I'm not as musically inclined as some of these O-linemen. But yeah, I try to go out there and it's a good time with your teammates and stuff too. So,
Jack, following the Virginia Tech game, Jeff said it was talking about how Brian Hudson's been dealing with some injuries, hasn't been practicing much, and said you basically have to amputate his leg to get him out of there. What does that type of leadership and his performance without practicing all week mean to the offensive line as well as the team?
Yeah, I think with Brian going through some stuff, he gets a lot of mental reps during the week, and it's a credit to the coaches and the rest of the O-linemen up there knowing that he's going to put in the time, not just on the practice field, but he's going to put in the time in the meeting rooms, staying after and watching the film, making sure he knows exactly what to do before he gets out there with the limited reps he gets. And I think it goes to show how tough he is, and we got other guys on the team too that I think are pretty tough individuals, and they're dealing with some stuff that probably maybe isn't public, that and then go out there on Saturdays and play in the game. So I think it's a credit to this team and the culture that we have here.
A burning question on people's minds: the mustache is back, and I mean, I don't even know how to phrase this question. Like, well, what goes behind keeping it or shaving it? Like, are you gonna keep it? What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going out here and playing football. I'm just trying to go out there, do my job, and adapt to what's going on out there and throw the ball to open receivers.
Jack, the crowd, the home field advantage, it gets loud. There's times when you're asking them to quiet down. Can you just kind of talk about, I mean, how loud is it? What's that like? And is it, what's the advantage?
Yeah, I think the crowd does get loud, and it helps our defense. Noticeably for me, I mean, you probably asked Ben, but noticeably I see us feed off of that. And now when we're on offense, I would like them to be quiet. I think they just get excited. Sometimes we get a turnover, they're still cheering, they get excited. But we got to be able to hear the snap count. We got to use the crowd to our advantage and not let them get an advantage. But it just goes to show the excitement that's behind all the fans, and we see that, and we really appreciate that.
We've talked a lot about the running game and how we don't expect it from Coach Brom's offense. The two things we talked about at the beginning of the year were passing and trick plays. You haven't had to use a lot of those trick plays. I know you still practice them. Are you like, come on, we got to use one of these, Coach, or is it nice not to really have to kind of dip into the bag and you've got a lot of things left?
Yeah, we still got the trick plays up. I think we have ran more than people. I mean, we've ran a couple already. I mean, Coach usually dials up one or two a game, but I think we've kind of held back a little bit just with playing with some leads, making the play calls not so aggressive where there's a higher chance of something going wrong, a negative play. But we still got them, and I think it's good that we haven't shown all the ones that we've used to.
With all your experience, what can it do for a player like Isaac? He talked about a little after the game the other day, like, he's just waiting for that moment. What can it do for him to have a game like that for his confidence moving forward?
I think I don't want to speak for Isaac, but I think it could help him for sure. I think we all knew in the program that he's capable of doing that, and so to see him go out there and do that was special. And even Maurice Turner, he's a special player, and he's going to be a really good player for this program, and he's got all that capability as well. So just making sure that all those guys are ready and they understand that, and that's probably one of our better groups on the team is the running back group. So it's definitely good for him, and I think it kind of showed the fans what he's about, and but yeah, I'm happy for him, and he did a really good job on Saturday.
For both of you guys, you talked about the Joker and the Thief, the home field advantage, but I guess just percentage-wise or whatever, what allows you guys to play so strong at home? Because you have played, seemed like a lot better at home than on the road.
Yeah, just going back to what I said with the crowd, us feeding off that, being able to make it hard on the opposing offenses and then allowing our defense to go out there and play, and them giving us good field position to work with makes it easier. So I think we've been playing good complementary football at home, and we're just going to have to keep building on that going forward.
Yeah, kind of piggyback off of Jack. I think having that home field advantage and having the crowd noise involved too, that kind of play a big role into like messing up this offensive snap counts. You see a couple times we get like them to jump false start a couple times too. So just having a crowd there, big crowd, playing complementary football like he said goes into that.
I guess just kind of following up, Jack, what were your first impressions when you heard the Joker and the Thief in that first kind of setting?
Someone had told me about it. I never saw a video or really experienced it. Just told me what the song was. But was the first game against Murray was cool to see everyone get on their feet and get out there and start dancing and playing along with the air instruments. But yeah, it's something cool, and people have told me like when they come to the games, like my family and friends have always said like, oh, that was like one of my favorite parts of the game, like just seeing that and how involved the players are into it, and then as well as everyone in the stands on their feet, and it's definitely something that's really cool.
Ben, there's certainly scheme and control to the defense, but also there's kind of a madness to it. You guys just seem to be playing like crazed lunatics out there, the pursuit to the football, all that kind of stuff. Is that just sort of developed with what's happening, or have you guys made an intentional effort to do exactly that?
I think it's really the intentional effort. Coach Inglis always talks about with us about getting to the ball. Like, it's the one thing to run to the ball, but it's another thing to get to the ball and like put your face on the ball, all that stuff. So I think it's very implemented in practice that we get to the ball, we run to the ball, and getting to the ball kind of like just cleans up mistakes too. So guys may be misfitting a couple of times here and there, but like since all of us are putting in effort, put in that get 10 hats into the frame mentality, it kind of cleans up a lot of stuff.
guys defensively, because there's so many bodies, there's so many guys, especially on the defensive line, but even, for you guys with Antonio and you battling, when you're in there, do you almost feel like you got to make a play because somebody else is going to come in? I mean, you got to take advantage of every opportunity.
With the coaching staff here, they preach too deep. Everybody got to be ready to play. So I think they heavily emphasizing, getting players ready. And, having Watts, a young guy right behind me who's a great player, him getting reps, stuff like that, it kind of keeps me ready, keeps me prepared. I can always take mental reps when he's in the game too. So, the biggest thing is a lot of us are healthy because we have two deep players and, we can always rotate and stuff. So I don't feel like it's any really competition that, like, I need to make a play or I need to do this. I just need to do my job, the best of my ability. And, if a play come my way, then it's time to make it.
I got one. Been kind of piggybacking off that question. How much of a luxury is it, and how much confidence do you guys take in the fact that this defense isn't reliant on one player, like one leading tackler or whatever, to be that guy when you need it to make the play?
It's kind of a good thing. It's kind of fun. They give the coaches leeway to scheme up, blitzes for different players and different packages because they know we can all make plays. So the biggest thing for us is just to go out there, have fun with each other, love on each other. When somebody else make a play, tap the hat, get to celebrating with each other. And for the most part, it's just been fun. It's been fun to learn. It's been fun to play. It's been fun to just be out there with each other as a defense and just put on our best show.
Thank you.